Hey everybody, Luscious Johnny Lang, Gentleman Jim Mills, Fantastic J's, down here at Fantastic J Studios. That's right. So after a rough last session, we're back. And this time, we're not doing the Talk Tuesday, so we got a little more time to screw around than we do on the last one. We screwed around plenty on that. Welcome back, everybody. You know what time it is. That means me and our boy GJ are about to unleash our next top 10. But GJ,
yeah, John.
Before we do that, we want to thank the folks that allow us to do what we love to do. Give me one, GJ.
Robbie's Bar and Grill, down here in Edgemere, Maryland.
Favorite place to go, baby.
Yes, it is.
Not only that, you know the place, and if you watched the last video, the place that I messed up on. That's my boy GJ's place. My bestie GJ.
Forgot me.
The place that you can get anything you ever need and more at Starlight Coin and Pawn, Edgewood, Maryland, Starlight Plaza. So, GJ, what else?
Conquer Apparel out of Indianapolis, Indiana. Don't forget to use our discount codes for 10%. Don't forget to use our discount codes for 10% off any apparel that you order. WWGJD and
WWJLD. We busted Italian at any time, baby.
Yeah, we busted Italian, all right. They be busting us soon.
And there's one more, right?
Yes, there is. What is it, John?
That's Jack City. And where's that?
The great state of Dundalk.
That's where we live. That's where we breathe, baby. The great state of Dundalk. And we appreciate him and all these people for all they do for us. And all you got to do, take it down there in the description. And once you hit those links, not only are you helping those people, and when you visit them, you're not only helping those people, you're helping your boys, the Fantastic J's, baby. And we really do appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, GJ.
Yes, John.
All that being said, and that was a lot to be said.
It is. It's time.
And what are we doing this week for the top 10?
Top 10 heroes or supervillains that time has forgotten. And now, number 10.
Number 10, baby.
Number 10, 1941. He originally aired or came out in comics. You might remember him from the 70s and maybe the 80s. And sometimes in the 2000s. But now he's off to a little bit of wayside. Plastic Man. His alter ego was Patrick Neil O'Brien.
He was... I'm sorry. Patrick Eel O'Brien, I mean...
Eel.
I just don't know. Okay, wait.
He's wiggly.
I know. It's just hilarious. The eel.
The eel, right. He teamed up with Batman and Woozy Winks.
Right, that's a little chubby guy.
Yeah, I think I was his sidekick. Mm-hmm. Yep. Members of the JLA, Justice League of America. Hey, look, I remember Plastic Man from the 70s cartoon show.
Well, I think the thing about him and a lot of the ones on this list, it's not, some of them you may have seen as secondary or third characters in some comics or something, but not themselves as big as they, and this is one of them. And it was hilarious, say the 70s and 80s when we watched them. On television, the cartoons.
Yeah.
It was a funny and fun thing for the kids. So,
number 9, LLYRA, 1970. She was a supervillain. She was a member of the Frightful Four. Her powers were shapeshifter. She could talk to sea creatures. Had superpowers. She could hypnotize people. I mean, that's pretty powerful.
She's like a super Aquaman.
Yeah,
but a woman.
But well, she was a mutant.
All right. Okay.
So she was from I forgot what planet.
Right.
So, but anyway.
Yeah, that's one of them ones that you were talking about that are super powerful. But I mean, they have some cool powers, but they just kind of disappear.
She was in a couple story arcs during the 70s. Then all of a sudden, she just disappeared.
Right. And if you look her up, she's pretty hot. So I mean.
Anyway, moving on to number 8, 1965, Animal Man. His alter ego was Bernard Buddy Baker. He got his powers because of a spaceship exploded and he contacted radiation, as with a lot of superheroes, radiation, and he could temporarily borrow powers from animals. He could fly,
Right.
have eagle vision, or
Whatever powers.
owl sound, or
Right.
you know,
yeah, or an ant can lift whatever 100,000 times its weight. And
exactly,
you can do the same all that,
120 times his weight.
Right, right.
Yeah, so he can borrow powers from animals.
Wow. That's another one, man. That sounds like a cool superhero.
You would think.
But what happened to him?
Again, he was
Have
in
you
a,
seen him anywhere? I've never even heard
no,
of him.
not since 1965. He was a member of the JLA, Justice League of America, and one of his team-up buddies was Swamp Thing. Now, the original Swamp Thing, for those people who don't know, was pretty dark. And they tried to redo it here recently, which was pretty dark also.
Right, it was like only the 80s with Bridget Bardot or whatever her name was in the 80s movie.
Yes.
Something was more of a comical.
All right, so moving on to number 7,
Mhm.
Thundra. She was Amazon, 1972.
Not Amazon.
No.
Famazon.
Femazonian.
She's from
She was
Femazonia.
that's right.
Is that like an Italian?
Hey,
Femazonia.
Please stop with the.
Oh, sorry. I'm
Right.
sorry with the accent.
She was super strong, had super speed and agility. She fought with a sword and a 3-foot chain as weapons. Remember the Frightful Four again,
Right.
and the grapplers. She was
Superhuman
again.
strength.
This woman was like, I'd put her like say she was a female Captain America.
Right. Like, but she actually has superhuman strength.
Yeah, superhuman strength.
Cappy is he's just a badass.
Well, Cap's got Cap's the epitome
Yes,
of the pinnacle of the human body.
Yeah, but that's still.
All right, moving on to number 6, one of Johnny's favorites,
Uh-huh.
Apache Chief.
What do you say?
1973,
Ain't no chucking him.
1973, Justice League of America. He had the ability to manipulate his body size, which increased his strength and his durability.
Right? It was hard to hurt him.
He could convey with animals. Master tracker. He had natural intuition, and a couple of his buddies was El Dorado and another person on this list.
As I think about the back of those days, and then I'm listening to my bestie go through the list, and just Samurai, El Dorado, Apache Chief. It seems like that we were some pretty racist folks back in the day. I mean, right now they would say it's versatility, but that's not how it was back then.
I don't know. What they did is they made a superhero for
I'm okay with
every
that.
nationality, and there is. So
who's the best superhero of all time? Say it right now.
the best superhero. of
Say
all
it right
time?
now. I'm calling you out.
My favorite,
Yeah.
or the best?
The best.
The best or my favorite?
The
There's
best.
a different.
The best.
The best.
Or is it? I don't know. Is it different?
There is different. I have a favorite and a best.
All right. Well, who? I would say Superman's probably the best, right?
Superman's the best.
That's not your favorite.
It's not my favorite.
Who's your favorite?
Cat.
Captain America, huh? Yeah.
Cat's my favorite.
I don't know.
Again, this is my opinion.
Samurai's my favorite.
All right, moving on to number 5, Samurai, 1907 Justice League of America. His alter ego was Toshi Ito. He was able. Now, this dude was actually pretty powerful.
He's a badass.
Right. He was able to manipulate wind and fire. He was able to He was able to go invisible.
He flew around like with a little tornado.
And he was able to cast illusions.
He was pretty badass.
Yeah, if you think about it.
I mean, samurai, but he didn't need no sword. He had some freaking serious powers. Fire, wind. He flew around with a freaking. He was bad.
Look, I just said he was pretty bad.
What happened to him?
He again fell off the wayside.
Wouldn't you like to see him in a movie?
That would be pretty.
With him, with
Apache Chief,
and
El Dorado,
and El Dorado, and all.
Number 4. 1944 was her first appearance in a Wonder Woman comic book, Giganta. She was a member of the Legion of Doom, Injustice League, the Suicide Squad, for all you guys who know what they are but don't know the original cast.
Right.
Her alter ego was Dr. Doris Zool. She was able, again, like Apache Chief, manipulate her size, which also gave her super strength. And while she was in giant form, she was invulnerable.
She was vulnerable. Yeah, now, when she got back to regular people size, she was just a person.
Right, but all you gotta do is pull the speeder on her.
Right, and then that's it. Pull the speeder.
Yeah, you wrap around her legs and she falls.
That's right. Yeah, that's true. That really works every time.
It really works
takes her
every
down
time.
every time. She was another one that was in the Legion of Doom back.
Yeah, one of the original members of Legion of Doom.
And I don't know. I always thought, hey, she's wearing this, short leopard skin.
Leopard skin,
like, all right. I'm for the Legion of Doom.
It grew with her. What happened?
Right. What the hell happened? Should have shrunk.
All right, moving on to number 3. Captain Cold, 1957. Now, I thought this was Mr. Freeze, or Dr. Freeze, but it actually wasn't.
No, he beat him.
Right. Leonard Snart.
This is one of the ones that has no powers.
Member of Legion of Doom in Justice League. He was a master technician, had an insane amount of knowledge of cryogenics, a skilled marksman, and what was his big thing, John? He had a what?
He had a freeze gun, which will, Sub-Zero, boom, immediately freeze anything that he shoots.
Yep, that's it.
So all that marksmanship, and I guess, comes into play. So this guy, actually, as we looked into it, he wasn't a fan of Mr. Freeze.
No, he wasn't. He went after Mr. Freeze and actually defeated Mr. Freeze.
So that's pretty badass for somebody with no powers.
Somebody with no freeze gun.
Okay. So now he was another one, Legion of Doomer.
Yep, another original member of Legion of Doom.
And now that I think about it, the pictures and all that, it's like this guy comes back and he had one of these voices. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry about that, guys. I'm truly sorry.
Back in the day.
Number 2. Actually, this is the only robot that is on our list.
Yeah, but he was badass though.
Jet Jaguar, 1973. Jet Jaguar versus Megalon was the movie. Again, this was another changing size manipulation character.
Yeah, but
But
he knew kung fu.
he knew kung fu. And he had beam, a sword, and missile attacks.
Yeah, he was a
His
badass.
body was Godzilla, and Goro Ibuki controlled.
Pardon for any if you have any problem with the way that you get down there in the comments, you let him know.
Pronounce it correctly for me.
Yeah, phonetically.
Right, phonetically correctly, whatever.
No, that's what I'm telling them. Put it on there phonetically.
Phonetically. Oh, okay, I got you. All right, his team up was Godzilla. Man, I like Jet Jaguar.
He was badass, and I don't know if anybody really considers him a superhero, but he definitely is a Japanese superhero.
Yes,
but
he was.
To me, watching the movie, he was a super badass.
Yes. And he
Wait,
was
myself.
All right, anyway, moving on to our honorable mentions. Hey, the 1940s superhero, the Green Lama. He was a Buddhist Lama. He had powers of flight,
It's real.
super speed, super strength, energy beams, animal manipulation. His name, his alter ego was Jethro Dumont.
Jethro Dumont.
Well, you would talk about a guy who's pretty powerful. He could probably go up against Superman.
So this guy is a monk,
A Buddhist.
a Buddhist monk, and you heard all the powers he has. I mean, this guy,
Right? He fought
speed,
karate.
he can fly. I mean, and Buddhist monks also know karate and all that stuff, kung fu.
Well, one would assume, yeah.
So all that, and then plus the kung fu. That would be a good movie.
The Green Lama.
The Green Lama.
Would you do it a comedy or?
I think you'd have to. I think you'd have to do it as a comedy. You know what I mean? I mean, even though if you look it up, now listen, if you look the daggone comic book up, it's not a comedy.
No,
I mean,
it's not.
This guy's a legit superhero. You can see he has some serious powers.
But at the time in the 40s, Batman, Superman, The Flash, Green Arrow, that was they would call the golden age of comics. And he just fell by the wayside because there were so many superheroes coming out.
Right. But that would, you know what would be a great movie to see? A movie of all of the forgotten superheroes
I guess
against all the forgotten supervillains.
Okay, we're talking anime. And, all right, moving on to our second honorable mention. This is actually, this guy has no powers, but we had to put him on there.
Because he's just a badass.
Because he's just a badass. 1966, King Tut was in the original Batman TV series, along with who played Batman?
Well, Adam West.
Adam West, the Bright Knight, as they call him.
That's right. God, I love Adam West.
William Omaha McElroy was the guy's alter ego. He was an Egyptologist and a master technician.
And well, basically what this guy did, and he's foiled the dynamic duo several times. I mean, he was just a guy that had an evil plan. Apparently could get a bunch of guys to do it for him.
Right. I mean,
he had a bunch of
pay people enough, they're going to work for you.
I mean, because the powers are zero. I mean, he just, we say he's a master tactician.
Master tactician.
That's all, because otherwise, and he must have some cash, because otherwise...
Banking.
Right, because I would just go knock him right in the chops, and then, you know what I mean? And then I'm the new King Tut.
All right, anyway. All right, now to our number one. And I hope that our tech guy plays at this time the entrance of this guy. We're going to give it 3 second silence so you can play it.
Captain Caveman!
1977 to 1980, Captain Caveman and the Teen Angels.
Yes, little mystery action.
Captain Caveman!
And then what
That
happened?
was actually pretty good, I think.
Yeah, it wasn't. He flew.
And he flew with his
You keep letting your hair grow, you can be Captain Caveman for Halloween.
He would pull stuff out of his beard that we needed to fight crime when he needed to.
Right, and when he did that, he had the Captain Caveman cape.
Do you know who did his voice?
No.
Wait.
Bobcat Goldthwait.
No.
But he could have.
He could have.
Who?
Mel Blanc.
Really?
The great Mel Blanc.
Wow.
Look him up if you don't know who he is.
Helping him
We'll
out.
do.
Helping out Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah, we'll do a top 10 artists and people that impacted.
We could do a top 10 cartoons that time forgot, because the ones we watched, like these, they won't let the kids watch anymore.
Maybe. So his nickname was Cavey. Dee Dee Sykes was the brains. Brenda Chance was the nervous brunette.
Right.
And Taffy Dare was the blonde that said Zowie.
Yeah. I remember that like it was yesterday, man. What a great Saturday.
It was a great Saturday morning cartoon.
Great Saturday morning show.
Bring it back.
Bring it back as a movie, live action movie, and like just find like a really short Hollywood star like
Danny DeVito.
He's too old now. Like who's the guy that played Zac Efron short?
Zac Efron.
And also
Captain Caveman.
Hey, time out. And also, you know who else is short?
Tom Cruise.
Harry. I was going to say the Harry Potter guy. What else is that?
Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah, he's also a shorty. But anyway, we're not here to insult anybody. We're just saying you guys would do great for Captain Caveman. And by the way, if anybody that's out there and you're a movie people, grab a hold of some of these old ones and bring them back.
Watch them, yeah.
Bring them back.
Bring them back.
And if you need anybody to star in it, fantastic.
You're not looking at the right two. We'll be the guys inside getting killed.
We'll be the henchmen. The henchmen. Yeah. Henchman 1 and henchman 2.
Right.
Okay.
All right. Well, we're coming to the end.
Nice list.
Yes, it is.
Give me some of that. All right. So, GJ.
Yeah.
What do we want? Our Jays-a-maniacs out here in YouTube land to do right now.
Subscribe to the channel.
Not only that, we want you to do what, GJ? We want you to either love it or we want you to hate it. And that's going to tell us immediately what you think of it. And we want you to do it either way. GJ, what else?
Don't forget to share the videos and click that bell, because when you hear a ding,
that means you got to get over there. And what happens when you get over there? What happens? What are they doing? What are they looking for?
They're getting on a keyboard.
Why?
Their computer.
Why?
Their tablet.
Why?
Their phone. Because we just dropped new content.
That's right. Get that new content of the fantastic...
Heaven help me.
The fantastic... anyway, we appreciate you guys and for putting up with our antics. And, of course, I appreciate you.
You too,
bro. GJ.
John.
What do the Fantastic Jays love to say?
Have a fantastic Jay kind of day. See y'all.